Apya na kinchid vanchati, want nothing, na shochati. You are not sad about something. You are not sad because you are content. Na dveshti, you don't hate anything or anybody. Na ramate, not get too excited. These trends you can see in children. They don't hate anybody, even though they show anger at somebody. Little later they go and play with the same person. The same kids fight with each other, love each other, but they don't harbor hatred in their mind. Their fight is momentary, but there is no hatred in them. You have done this as a child. Now also you can do that. You can just pluck that seed, that thorn of hatred from your heart, throw it away. You will see you are that scintillating, vibrating consciousness which is full of love. Na ramate, they don't get excited so much like they jump up and down. Who has attained the highest of devotion. Notsahi bhavati. And they are not too enthusiastic to run around to do this and that. Here, enthusiasm, here it is over-ambitiousness. It's not enthusiasm. Lack of enthusiasm does not mean a sort of morose and sad and dull feeling. No. You are not over-enthusiastic. In the world, all the problems are created by not the sad and depressed people, but those who are over-enthusiastic. They're over-enthusiastic to do things, and then they go and spoil everything. I know once in our ashram, somebody came and a gentleman came from Poland and he wanted to do some seva. I said, what seva should be done? They said, no, I will do something, take care of the garden. So naturally in Poland, it was thick, trees were so many, forests are there. There the seva is pruning and trimming and making trails, everything. So here they came in Bangalore and the gentleman went and just pruned everything. All the trees, suddenly when we saw that, suddenly we saw all the branches were all cut. And the gardener had grown a lot of pulses, and the person thought it is all weed, and he just pulled them all out, the entire field. The pulses, they grow like that, so the small shrubs, and the person did not understand what this is, so they thought it's all weed, and so like de-weeding, they just removed all the branches, and then the trees were so barren. And it was going to be summer. In summer it's quite hot in India and people look for shades. Now all these big trees were pruned totally. And they did it with good spirit. They wanted to do some service, enthusiastically do. So morning 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock they finished everything. Came, look, I've really cleared everything. And people went, oh my God. With so much difficulty we grew all this and it's all gone now. So the over-enthusiasm, we do many things where we are not even aware what we are doing. But one who has attained the highest devotion, he'll not do anything with such over-enthusiasm where you lose your consciousness. Or you lose your viveka, discrimination. Yat gyatva mattho bhavati, stabdho bhavati, atmaramo bhavati. The experience of such devotion sort of intoxicates you. In fact, devotion is the best intoxicant to get rid of all other addictions. I would say this is the best form of intoxication, because it doesn't come down at all. Once you get intoxicated, that high in devotion doesn't give you a hangover later on, doesn't bring you down. So yajjatva matto bhavati, get intoxicated, stabdo bhavati. He becomes still inside, spellbound. You know, we have this word spellbound. Whenever something you say startling, stunning, say stunning. What happens at those moments? Stunning. You are, from the senses, from the scenery, you start moving towards the self. That's why it's called stunning. The empowerment of self is so strong that everything becomes so quiet and still. Atmaramo bhavati. You rejoice in the self. Nature of self is love, is bliss. So you abide in yourself. There is such contentment, and you feel that there is nothing more to say, nothing more to do, nothing more. Abiding in the self is the sign of such love. Sa kamayamana nirodha rupatvat. Then how to achieve? How do I achieve? I want it. So if you say, no, I want to have this state, I want to experience such love, then no, no way. The more you are feverish to achieve it, the farther you will go away from it. It will be impossible for you to achieve. It is not going to come to you by desiring for it. Nirodha rupatvat. Sa na kamayamana. Nirodha rupatvat. It is not going to come to you by desiring. It is by relaxing, by letting go, you will get it. Nirodhastu loka veda vyaparanyasa. Nirodha is self-control, centeredness. This self-control means abandoning all worldly and religious activity, spiritual, religious activity. Everything should be dropped. Or you have to be centered in any of these things, every one of these. Every single activity you do, are you centered in it? Nyasa, sannyasa. The meaning of sannyas means one who is well centered. See, without activity you can't exist on the planet. It's not that you are just sitting somewhere. Even sitting is an activity. You control your mind. Even controlling mind is an activity. And small things can disturb you. And you will be thrown out of your center. As I am meditating, nothing is a child is crying somewhere, I get so agitated. Oh, someone played loud music, then that can agitate. Oh, I am meditating, look at that. Go, tell them to stop the music. And that anger that wells up in you, you lost your centeredness. Right? Righteousness. You say, I am righteous. Your righteousness is the cause of your anger. That can kindle anger in you. Once you are angry, you are out of your center. You are not calm, you are not settled, you are not in the state of contentment. Often we find ourselves in this situation, whether worldly activity or spiritual activity. People are sitting to pray, And in the prayer room, you look at the face of each other, there is so much anger. A child runs here and there, and that can cause a disturbance in people's mind. And they get thrown out of it. Many times our rules, regulations are so much that a little deviation from rules can cause turbulence in the whole atmosphere. You can see this happening in temples, churches, gurudwaras, everywhere. They have certain rules and regulations. Suppose you don't follow or someone doesn't follow, the way they pounce on them. I get so upset, annoyed, the whole atmosphere gets vitiated. Nirodhastu loka veda vyaparanyasa. Nirodha does not mean abandoning all the activities. Doing all the activities but not getting disturbed even in the process of action. That is Nirodha. Nirodha means not cessation, not doing away with it. No. It is being centered in activities. Someone may abandon everything and go and sit in the caves of Himalaya. I don't want anything, I want anything to do with the world. Okay, I'm just going to sit and meditate. I tell you, they are carrying their mind there also. That mind will frustrate you even in the caves of Himalayas, I tell you. This is not Nirodha. Running away from activity is not Nirodha. Being in the activity and being centered, that is a skill. And that is what brings you to the highest form of love. There is another Rishi who also spoke about bhakti, devotion, is Shandilya. He also says the same thing. Shandilya Rishi says, love is immortal and it cannot be achieved through desiring for it or doing something, but to be centered is the way to get on to it.